In today's video, we are going to be covering Anime Vanguards Update 0.5 and we are going to be doing an honest review on it. Is it kind of mid? Is it good? Was it a disaster? Was there way too many bugs on release? Was the balancing bad? Are the new units any good? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So if you like it, don't forget to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get this video started. First and foremost, to get this video started, the new units and also the nerfs. Let's talk about them. So first and foremost, for the units, there's actually only one good unit out of the three that they added, which is Akazo. So a lot of people are gonna say that Tengen is actually pretty good. Tengen is actually pretty good, but in my opinion, he is kind of mediocre compared to Akazo. Tengen is still a very good unit. But the Rengoku, which is actually the new exclusive unit, is just an alright unit. He isn't actually anything good. And basically what I meant to say is these new units, they're not really that good. So for example, other units like Vegeta might still be better than Tengen. Igris might still be better than Tengen. What else? Obito might still be better than some of these other units that they added in this update. So that's one. And then on top of that, the egregious nerfs that they actually had for some of the units were crazy. They had a bunch of nerfs for the units, particularly Igris. The Igris nerf was actually just so terrible. It was just a nerf that, in my opinion, was just very unnecessary. He basically lost like half, if not half, but around, yeah, for some people, he did lose half of his damage because for some people that had Monarch on him, he did like half less damage now. And I got lucky and got him within 80 tries. I got him shiny too. But for other people, they took like 40 tries before they could even get one copy, or 400 tries before they could even get one copy. And for him to get nerfed, the next update, not even just nerfed, he basically got gutted and lose like so much of his HP or damage is actually just insane to me. The nerf for Igris was bad. And then on top of that, this update also had a few very bad things. So for example, yesterday while I was streaming, Act 2 was actually not working, and this is actually a fact that I'm not lying. Act 2 really wasn't working. I'm not making this up right now. So right here they're saying we are aware of players being unable to progress past Raid Act 1. The people who can fix it are asleep now. So 11:38 was when it was broken. It got fixed 2:55. So that's around several hours. I think it was around 3 or 4 hours before people are actually even able to play the update. So the update was kind of unplayable during release, which is actually crazy. And then on top of this, they said they only took a single week to work on this update. Yet in previous screenshots, previous screenshots, I've seen some of them talk about how they've been working on update 1 already. On top of this, guys, they are making so much money from the people that are playing this game that, in my opinion, they should have more developers, they should have better testers, and they should have been able to release a better update. By the way, this isn't even update 1. This is only update 0.5. So they are a very big game right now. They're averaging around 200,000 players. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, per week, maybe even. And they can't release proper updates that are working. Their balancing sucks because Igris is actually just like terrible right now. Not bad, but he was basically gutted and nerfed terribly. On top of that, it took them 2 weeks to release this. Anime Tower Defense games didn't release with that much content, but most tower defense games, after about a week, they release another update, update 1. They took 2 weeks to release update 0.5, and then when it released, it was broken as heck. And on top of that, the amount of testing it took for this update to even release, it was crazy. It was like around 10 hours. They announced that it was gonna release September 22, and when it hit September 22 for me, I slept for 10 hours and I woke up and it still wasn't released. And even at release, there was so many bugs. And then on top of bugs, there's just so many unbalanced stuff, in my opinion. For example, boss events too hard. Raid Act 4 is too hard. It's not impossible, but it's gonna be very hard for most people that aren't prepared. On top of that, again, the balancing changes to Igris, it's just bad. So that's it pretty much for the bad stuff that I've got for Anime Vanguards Update 0.5. In my opinion, if they're making this much money, they should definitely hire better or more developers that will allow them to get these updates out on time. Because this isn't even Update 1, it's only Update 0.5. It's half of an update, and it took them 2 weeks. Imagine how long Update 1 is gonna take. By the way, most people are already done with Update 0.5. There's almost nothing left to do with Update 0.5 anymore. So now we're gonna wait for like 2, 3, 4 weeks before another update? Bro, that's kind of crazy. Tower defense games should update more often because there's really not that much to do in tower defense games, unlike games like Blocks Foots where you can PvP with other players. Tower defense games, you literally just sit there and watch as your units defend your base. So if there's not a constant supply of new units and new content, then people are gonna get bored, right? So I think bi-weekly updates is the best for games, for tower defense games. And hopefully Anime Vanguards get their stuff together, get more developers, and push out these updates in better bugless state, and also much more often than they are right now. But the positive side, it was a pretty good update. It's a very unique update in my opinion. I haven't seen boss events in other games. Boss events doesn't exist in Blocks Foots. The raids are done pretty well boss events, I don't see it in games like AnimeDefenders. The raids are very unique. Their implementation of raids are very good. Apart from the bugs, their implementation of raids are very good. It's just a little bit unbalanced with Act 4, the snare. I actually really just hate that. But overall, their implementation with raids, the raid shop, which can get you stuff, even the raid unit, which has Fortune Cataclysm. This is actually very good. Their implementation of raids is way better than AnimeDefenders. Their implementation of boss event, which I haven't seen in other games, is pretty good as well. So overall, Anime Vanguards is a step ahead, like multiple steps ahead compared to other tower defense games in terms of the uniqueness of their updates. Their ideas are unique. Their updates are pretty interesting. Boss events, very good. But again, if this is gonna take 4 weeks or 4 weeks to 1 month and more, in order for them to release a single update, I think a lot of people are actually gonna dislike that. Again, it's a tower defense game. It's not a PvP game where you can be PvPing with other players while waiting for an update. Once you're done with the update, there's nothing much left to do. So on top of this, they also didn't add a consistent way to farm trait crystals. So there's really not that much to do with the update after you're done with the units. And again, there's only really one unit that you're actually really gonna want to get, which is Akaza, because Akaza is the best unit right now. But yeah, so far, Anime Vanguards Update 0.5 was just a total disaster in my opinion. Like, the concepts below Update 0.5 were pretty interesting. Again, like the addition of boss events and the addition of raids are very interesting additions. But it was filled with bugs, and it's not even a full update, and it took them 2 weeks. And there's just so much wrong with the release, the amount of time they tested, and it's still released with bugs, the FPS issues, the balancing issues. All of this, in my opinion, just doesn't really make this update have a good taste or be good. I just can't rate this update very well because of the bugs and the other issues that it had, right? The concept for update 0.5 was good, interesting, it was there, but there's a lot of stuff that could have been better in update 0.5, so that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I'm still optimistic for Anime Vanguard's future updates because this update 0.5 was a good update, just riddled with bugs. So if I was to rate it, I would probably rate it 5, if not 6 out of 10. If the bugs wasn't there and the egregious nerfs to Igris, I would probably rate it an 8 out of 10, if not even a 9, because of just how much, because of how unique the content that they added are. Boss events are pretty unique, but again, the balancing, the nerfs, the times, the bugs, I just can't rate it anything higher than a 5 in my opinion. Probably even lower than 5. But without those, it would have been very great. So that's gonna be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, everybody.